Around 2015, although it would happen occasionally before that, my poems became less short. Some of them. I still write. I love to write one or two liners sometimes, which I just read one second ago and recorded anyway. But this one's a little long, and then I think this month we get into this about a month of sonnets that I wrote, so they're a little shorter. On Thursday, September the 3rd, 2020, I posted Anachronism 311. It's called The Jigsaw. That process of putting the puzzle of you, that's me, together in front of the someone whom we shall name I wanna. Excuse me, at least as much as that control is yours, that's mine. It's laughable to me that I'm even an ounce of a mystery. And I really know that I'm not, nor never was, brooding. But I can find myself, and have on too often an occasion, jaw-dropped, amazed at how large and self-important parts of me remain so unfigure-outable to the folks I'd really love to get got by. That'd be those closest, especially those with whom I set out with sheer intentionality to make. The most close. I generally chalk this off to just one of those things I've lived with ever since refusing to be read like a book. And who really wants to be Ducky when Ren McCormick's in town? When it comes to such puzzles, I suppose it might be true that the secret to being a you or a me might lie somewhere a whole lot closer to the being than the showing. This thought and ones of peering out my bedroom window over and over, age 6 through 17, often accompany each other. Another unnecessary mystery, perhaps, but what a big backyard tree, if not a puzzle of some sort. A puzzle with maybe just too many branches, I am thinking, but still, memories. Having my eyes stretch almost all the way through the slats of the blinds when, and how often, up pops a little rainstorm that soon enough's spitting sticks, little branches of elm all over the backyard, which is pretty big. But what's even to be made of the concept of big when later, that same week, say, your self-same eyes, through the very same slats, are all agog with movement, a hailstorm, to say the least, wherein, according to the pelted alarms going off all over town, almost surely must have living somewhere within it, and at the very least, a tornado or two. Now that kid knows well that the elm's got sticks, and that the elm's got, well, a super extra long and thick arm of yet another elm tree halfway up itself. And that long, let's call it a bough, drips a weathered rope from which almost all the way down to a small but familiar dirt patch that's churning up a loaf of mud on this occasion has dangling an old Uniroyal tractor tire. Yes, that same tire about which everyone who's ever actually visited has always asked, how exactly did that get up there? Well, I don't know. Dad? You've swung that tire for ages, almost all yours, and what happens when... No, don't look out there now. Just past where the rope is tight strung, somewhere just about where the tree's heart, the whole tree's heart, must surely beat. Or so you've always figured. Just snaps. And then with a little whirl of the Pinto's windshield wipers, say, after who knows what all destruction takes place, mostly just in the form of time passing, here you are at the trunk of that great elm. It's not really even sittable anymore. It's just sort of there without anything else but the mud and a few of the old beagle's bones. This is, needless to say, well, after you've picked which anti-hero you'll still be trailing, more than likely after you've given up on the idea of any hero at all, really. Gone are the days filled with thoughts about miracles performed by Dad. Gone are the days laden with weather-related fears or of being beholden to anything that might snap a tree or two for any reason but to create a product, like a piece of that puzzle. That's another thought that doesn't cross your mind, of course. Today, there's just the mud, the blankish canvas of the past, a bit of chicken that's been rubberized by a long-gone dog, and a backyard that, if given notice at all, just seems considerably smaller. And if one were to approach this figure of you, one might almost hear a sort of constant tinkle-tink emanating from somewhere just behind the big round eyes of a guy that's just about outmaneuvered lanky into something a bit more stump-like. And yeah, that would be, in retrospect, an unrepentant me, more drool than brood, with a head clean empty but for a percussive metallic arrhythmic garble coming from a group of I wannas, all clinking and clanging and whining to be found and all figured out.